Hi, I hope you're having a great day. Well, before the weekend starts, I want to talk about something really important. For the longest time, we've been talking about the power of visualization. We've been talking about the power of belief and faith as well. Well, I keep getting a lot of queries about, visualization sounds all good. We read books by Dr. Joseph Mercola. There are so many books. There's a law of attraction, where people tell you to visualize. It sounds great, but how do you do it? How do you actually put it into practice? Well, I want to talk about that today with simple examples of how you can start visualizing right away. So for example, before you start visualizing right now, so if you're in the midst of something right now, you can't just close your eyes and start visualization. You need to relax before you can visualize, because when you relax, your mind relaxes and you have clarity of thought. A lot of people today, when I ask them, what's your life vision? What's your life goal? People talk about having a great relationship, a great job, and all of that stuff which is just on the surface. And I say beyond that, what's your life vision? How do you see your life, unfold in front of you? Like, can you see yourself traveling with your family, good health, you have enough of money in the bank, all of those things? What fits into your mental vision? And most people have to think really hard to figure out what their mental vision is, which is why it's so important for us to spend time in silence a little bit every day to find out what we truly want. Most people, I want a good job. And then that good job, and then they want something else, and it goes on and on. That's human nature. It's going to happen to all of us. But blessed are the few people who have their vision, which is so clear, it's crystal clear, that they can see it in their mind all the time. And when they see that vision, their life starts unfolding exactly according to what vision they have in their mind. So if their vision is full of fear, that's exactly what their life is filled with. If their vision is full of success, that is exactly what their life is filled with. Anyway, today I'm going to relate visualization purely with health, with cancer, with weight loss, with diabetes, whatever it is that you have. So before we start visualization, we try to relax. What are some of the best ways to relax? It could be as simple as you sitting with your back straight, eyes closed, and you take a couple of deep breaths. You inhale, you exhale. You inhale, exhale. And then you slowly reach a point where your inhalation is slow and long, and your exhalation is slow and maybe even longer. So for example, you do 6 seconds of an inhale. Eventually you want your exhale to be about 8 to 9 seconds. And then you have this beautiful, powerful pause between your exhale and the next inhale. There's a lot of magic that happens in between that pause of your exhale and the next breath that you take in. Anyway, that's a simple way of relaxing. For some people, you begin to meditate and then you're automatically relaxed, and then you can begin the practice of visualization. So for example, I'll start off with an example of cancer, because that's where we have the most success of visualization. So I'll relate to an example which is real, and an example that happens every single day with hundreds of patients that we see around the world. So what we tell people, if you have a cancer growing in your body right now, or you have a tumor growing in your body, or if you don't have cancer and you want to envision a pain that you're suffering with, like a lower back pain or a knee pain or a joint pain, or some of you may have diabetes, or some of you may have this blockage in your heart, whatever it is, you relax, you close your eyes, and then you begin the power of visualization. Now in visualization, what you start doing is, you can be creative when it comes to visualize. You can visualize the tumor is slowly melting in your body. You can close your eyes and visualize that the tumor is getting smaller and smaller day by day. You can visualize that the cancer is flushing out of your body. You can visualize that every time you're doing chemotherapy. Right now when we're doing chemotherapy, every patient who is Googled enough knows the side effects of chemotherapy. So you're entering chemotherapy with all the fears that come along with the side effects of chemotherapy. Let me give you a classic example of how the power of the mind works. So we have people from the urban city that come in for chemotherapy, and then we have people from villages who come on a train into the city every week for chemotherapy. The people who come on the train, they're talking in their native language, they're laughing, joking, playing games on their phone. They have no clue what is going into their system. They're sitting down, they're taking their intravenous chemo, they're laughing, chatting with one another, discussing where they're going shopping after, their chemotherapy, and the other group is sitting all tense because they have their head full of knowledge. The chemo is done, they walk up laughing and just exit the hospital. The other people, some of them are falling, some of them are nauseous, some of them have to be carried out. A classic example of them not knowing what is going into their body. So that's the power of the mind. Sometimes ignorance is bliss. Sometimes we don't need to know more than we should know. Anyway, coming back to what if we know, because all of us know way too much than we should. So if that chemo is going into your body now, you visualize that chemo as a positive thing. Even though you know it is a negative thing for you, you visualize that the chemo is going into your system. It is fighting all those cancer cells. So you can picture your immune system, you can picture your white blood cells, your lymphocytes, your neutrophils like little soldiers killing the cancer cells. It's being flushed out of your body. The chemo is going into your system. You create this visualization of the chemo healing your cancer. So in that entire period, your mind is focused on something positive happening in your body, even though your mind knows that something drastic is going on right now. Like that, likewise with pain in your body, you can visualize the pain fading out of your system. You can visualize your immune system as a strong army of soldiers fighting cells, killing cells, reducing inflammation in your body. You can visualize your sugar levels actually falling down no matter what you're eating. So tomorrow you're going to eat a dessert. Now what's the first thing a diabetic would think? If I'm eating a dessert, it comes along with the mindset that my sugar levels are going up. You can change that mindset and you can visualize that I'm going to eat that dessert and my sugar levels will still stay steady. Now, the beauty of visualization, and one important rule is you don't have to figure out how that happens. We don't have an answer for that. We don't have an answer for that miracle. Your job is to visualize and not figure out how it's going to happen. If you think this is all superficial, you should go into PubMD, which is a medical site, and you should look at the amount of case studies done from Korea to Oregon to Massachusetts to New York, medical studies where they've taken groups of patients. Some patients, each patient takes the same treatment, but one group of patients is taught the art of guided imagery, which is nothing but visualization, and the other group doesn't do that. And there's a huge difference in the outcome of both these groups in terms of nausea, anxiety, side effects of medication, and all of that stuff. So it is being proved by science right now, but we don't need proof for everything. Sometimes we need common sense. This is something that you don't lose if you do it the right way. All it takes is for you to visualize, close your eyes, and make the mental picture exactly how you want your health to be, exactly how you want your life to be. And like I said, most people don't want to do it. They don't want to even start doing it because they're already scared of what if it doesn't happen? Then there'll be disappointment that I have to deal with. There will be insecurity that I have to deal with. But that's part and parcel of everyone's life. Every human being will go through fear, will go through insecurity. We just got to be strong to face it. Whether it happens or not, it doesn't mean we stop trying. And you teach your children the art of visualization for whatever they want, a little bit every day, because these are powerful tools that science cannot explain, but yet it constantly works. And the medical world knows this, because everyone in the medical world at some point uses a placebo. Why do they use a placebo? Because they know a placebo tricks the mind into believing that something can happen, and it happens. So placebos are real, beliefs are real, miracles are real, hope is real, and visualizing what you see in your mind. It's so simple. There can be five of us in the room right now, and we see a picture. All of us will see it differently. Each and every one will see it differently, because that's how the human mind works. So the power of visualization is so important if you're going through a health problem. You can even prevent disease. Now, in no way am I saying visualization is a substitute or a replacement for your medication, for your chemo, or any of that. We're not here to talk about that. This is an add-on. This is something that you have the ability, you're born with the ability to create and visualize in your mind. Use it. Most human beings don't even tap 2% into the power of their mind and utilize it. Very many super holistically successful people in the world have understood how they can use, channel, and tap into the energy of their mind to get them what they want, as long as it's realistic, as long as it fits into their intention, and as long as it fits into their entire destiny and karma. It's as simple as that. So you have nothing to lose when you try visualization. Try it. But like I said, right now you're stuck in traffic and you decide to visualize that the roads are going to clear up for you. It may work, I hope it works for you, but you relax your mind, you visualize. I have a friend in Pune right now. I don't know if she's watching it right now, but she always tells me before she drives down from Pune to Mumbai, she meditates and she visualizes that she'll have a clear passage. And till date, she's always sworn that her trip has always happened in about 2.5 hours. And that works for her, great. Who's going to challenge whether it's right or wrong? We live in this world where we want to challenge everything. Challenge the things that may harm you. Visualization is not going to harm you, nor is it something that you should depend on your entire life, but it plays a huge role in your healing, in your planning, and in your own life happiness. If you visualize happiness, it's going to be created somehow. It's not your job to find out how it's going to be created. It's just your job to create that mental picture in your mind. Have a great weekend, everyone. Until next time, eat smart, move more, sleep right, and breathe deep.